Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Steven, and Buddy right there. Notice how lately most of my videos start out like a nature special featuring Buddy. This one is also featuring Diana, who has found a cardboard box to rest on after she had her lunch. It's about 45 degrees here in Las Vegas. No sooner did I tell you how cold it was, that's why I'm wearing this big fuzzy lumberjack thing, Buddy decided to chase off after something and climb into a tree. It's one of his favorite spots, but he likes to stay there for like 20 minutes, and it's cold outside. It's about 45 degrees, as I think I just said. Oh, is he coming down? Can you see Buddy over there? And Diana is right there. Bink. He is having a wonderful time. Buddy's having a great time on this marathon walk. It's uncommonly cold and uncommonly damp and loud, that airplane. And I am losing patience with him because I'm uncomfortable and chilly. But I am armed with my Tini. You guys have probably undoubtedly seen a video or two about Tini on YouTube. Most often you're going to see videos about their skinny tea and the colon cleanse. More about that later. But in a moment or two of your time, probably another hour of real life for me, waiting for Buddy to be finished, I'm going to sit down and talk to you guys a little bit about how I not just survive, how I survive red eyes, but how I kind of remain functional during red eyes and how I handle the aftermath of red eyes, like today, because I am wiped out after that screwy trip I was on. Great, he found another bird to chase. All right, it's okay. I have my tea. So I'll be in a moment or two talking with you guys about that. For now, I'm going to try and find a way to get Buddy to go inside. Wish me luck. All right, so Buddy is in the apartment. He is not happy with me. He's hiding under the bed right now, which is fine. I love him, but he really frustrated me today with his refusal to come in the apartment. But it's done, job done. So I wanted to talk to you guys a minute about red eyes, preparing for red eye, how I get through a red eye, and maybe how I recover from a red eye. So in preparation for Claire's playing with her favorite toy right now, which is a plastic bag. Preparing for red eye, really important, especially my rollerboard. Now, this past trip I was just on is a great example of why I want to be fully prepared, not just for the weather I expect, but for the weather I might encounter. I was all ready for a Boston layover. I was not prepared to end up in Fort Myers, where it was 80 degrees. So what I try to do that day of my red eye is first plug in my work device so it's charged, I'm fully compliant, and so that the FAA, if they're on board, they can't fine me the thousands of dollars they can fine me if my device isn't charged. Yeah, real life. Charge my device, make sure my rollerboard is packed with clothes from my expected destination, but also one or two small things that might handle warmer weather. For example, Christmas Eve, I'm going to be in Orlando for the whole day, but I'm somewhere else the other day where it's just going to be cold. So I'm going to have to pack for both sort of weather environments. My lunch bag is going to be packed with food that I've either made with meal prep, or if I've gone to the grocery store to buy some pre-made food, which has been my habit lately, and which is probably why I've gotten so heavy. So that's the preparation for a red eye, and taking naps, of course. And lastly, before leaving the house, I'll empty out the litter boxes, make sure the cats have their food and their water for my trip. All right, so I'm off to the airport, and the first thing I typically do when I get to the airport is hit Starbucks, because coffee is all powerful when you're a flight attendant. It is everything sometimes. And so what I'll do is I have these two tumblers. I love them. I love them mostly because they're cute. This one is an ombre black down to this silver glitter. How cute is that? 20 some odd dollars. Yeah, but it was cute, right? I had money on my Starbucks card, so I'll get it. And then I saw this one when the morning I left my device on the aircraft by accident. I was at the airport waiting for someone to find it for me, and I was so stressed and tired that I saw Starbucks, and I went in, and I broke my willpower, and I got this fantastic little tumbler. How cute is that? I love it. But spoiler alert, which would you rather carry around in your work tote? Yeah. Yep, spoiler alert. And this costs me $5, $6, $7 to fill every time I walk by a Starbucks, and I always do. So that's what I typically do. I traditionally go to Starbucks, get myself a cold brew sweetened with, I'm sorry, the cat was scratching something. Sweetened with whole milk or cream. And then I'm off to the crew room, check in, do my thing, drinking my coffee all the way onto the aircraft, and I'll finish it somewhere over Denver. I'll sip it, consistently through that part of the flight. And by the time I've passed Denver, I've finished my iced coffee, and I've started to crash a little bit. And it's not pleasant. It really is unpleasant to be up in the air, especially if you're on an A319 up by yourself in the forward galley reading or playing Sudoku, and you're struggling to keep your eyes open. And why do you want to keep your eyes open? Number one, I want to keep my job, because I could potentially lose my job if I fall asleep at work. But also, all manner of things could be happening in the aircraft while I'm on the red eye. Not to paint a poor picture of some of our guests. I think things like this happen on any airline. But a few weeks ago, I was passed a note by a guest that alerted me to a drug deal happening in row 22. I have to stay awake and functional and focused to handle situations like that. Yeah. And then totally unrelated to the people in row 22, same night, probably 10 minutes later, one of my flight attendants calls me. I was flying lead. Someone had crushed up some sort of pill on the near the sink in one of our lavatories. I didn't know who it was. I had to lock the lavatory because who knows what that was. You have to be conscious and awake no matter what. There could be human trafficking going on. All manner of crazy things happen on aircraft. And on a red eye, I need to be awake enough and functional enough, situationally aware, to maintain the safety and security of my guests and myself. So it's all important that we stay awake during red eyes. Again, not just awake, but functional, right? So that caffeine over, say, Denver decides to cut out. And by the time we've hit Ohio, on the way to Boston or Philadelphia or something, I am literally struggling to keep my eyes open, and it's just hugely unpleasant. So I've suffered this ultimate high, because when I get my caffeine in me, I am on. I'm on. Then eventually that kind of peters out, and I am struggling to keep my eyelids open. And that means I'm either going to drink a soda, which doesn't really have enough caffeine in it. I'm going to drink airplane coffee, which I'm probably not going to do because I don't like it. Or I'll take a caffeine tablet that I have in my rollerboard for ultimate emergencies. Think of NoDoz from back in the 80s and the 90s. It is a 200 milligram caplet of just caffeine, nothing else. I get at the Dollar General grocery store. And it's great because it does give me that boost I need to get to the end of the trip. But I'm left with such a jittery feeling afterwards that it's, I've accepted it as my normal now. So it's totally fine. I can survive it. But if I get to the airport, to the hotel in Boston or Philly, it's impossible for me to get to sleep right away. I try to take a nap for an hour, and then I end up sleeping for 4 or 5 hours. So it's this cascade of just bad habits, and it all really originates with my abuse of caffeine. There, I've said it. I abuse caffeine. So that has been the norm for me until recently. So I'm sorry, I'm already talking for so long. So recently, about 2 weeks ago, I got an email from this company called Tini, right there. And this young lady said, "Hi, we saw your YouTube videos. We'd like you to try some of our products. We're going to send you one of our teas and a tumbler." Now, this has become one of my absolute favorite things in my arsenal. And she'd like to send me a product. Now, I went onto YouTube and I did a search for Tini, and there just seems to be thousands of YouTube videos on reviewing skinny tea and colon cleanse. Two things I'm probably not likely to buy. The skinny tea, first, all of the YouTube reviews seem to be using very similar verbiage and language, even as disparate as the reviewers were, as the YouTubers were, as different as they were all using really very similar language. It kind of got a little suspicious. They all had very similar results. And it all started with like, I didn't think this would work. I didn't believe it. But wow, I'm a believer now. And here's the coupon code that you too can use if you want to use the product. It just seemed really suspicious to me. And the skinny tea, I guess the suggestion is that you eat clean and responsible when drinking it. If you watched one of my recent videos, I bought 2 giant tubs of marshmallow fluff to eat. So I'm not a real responsible eater. So it seemed a little at odds with my habit. And that colon cleanse just didn't sound pleasant. So I was like, I was hesitant to reply to the email that I got. More than hesitant, I was all ready to write back saying, "Thank you, I'm flattered, but no." Then I reread the email real quick, and I saw that she didn't say just, "We're going to send you a product." She said, "A choice of." I looked at the options, and of course the skinny tea and the colon cleanse was there. But there was also Focus tea. And there's a relaxed one for going to sleep or relaxing. And I thought, well, you know, it can't hurt. I'll try it. If I don't like it, I'll just send the darn thing back. I did understand, I'm not sure if she mentioned it in her email, I did understand that the expectation was that I was going to say something to you guys if I liked the product. And, well, spoiler alert, here we are talking about Tini. So she sent me a product. I chose the Focus because, as I was just talking about red eyes, it's sometimes a real struggle to remain, not just remain conscious, you know, not falling asleep, but it's sometimes a real struggle to remain focused during a red eye, during a 4 or 5 hour flight, when you really have to maintain the safety and security of your passengers. So I chose Focus. I think next time if I try another bag of the tea, or if they send me more tea, I think I'm going to try the Relax, because getting to sleep is sometimes really stressful for me. I have a whole video about the things I do to try and get to sleep, and there's like 18 steps. It'd be nice just to make a cup of tea, right, and go to sleep. But, so, I got the tea, and I will admit I kept it for a day or two. I didn't see a time or a place to try it. And then I was sitting in bed, and I looked across the room at my the cardboard boxes my cats were sitting on. Inside those cardboard boxes was a dresser from IKEA that had been sitting in those boxes for about a month. And I was drinking my tea. I did try the tea. I'll tell you about the tea in a second. I did eventually try a cup of the tea. I'm looking at these cardboard boxes, and tea in hand, I'm drinking it. I'm looking at the boxes going, this is ridiculous. Those boxes have been sitting there for a month. I should probably do something about that. And so I opened the boxes up, drinking my tea, and I put the dresser together. Now, in a moment, I'm going to put up two pictures. One is of the dresser as I'm putting it together, and the other is of an image from the instruction manual that IKEA gives you. And if you pause looking at that image, look at that image and tell me it doesn't look like an IQ test. I am so easily thrown. Everything in IKEA has those pre-drilled holes where everything just automatically fits together. Well, there's one spot where there isn't a pre-made hole and you have to drill. I don't have a drill, so I ended up having to screw this thing in, where there is no pre-marked hole. And it was just, that one little graphic threw me for a loop. So I'll pop those in right here. Let's see if I can find a way to stop this. There you go. All right, so you saw those pictures, right? That last image of the IKEA schematic just kind of threw me, but I did it. And afterwards, I put it all together and I finished it and I closed the drawers, opened the drawers, closed the drawers. I was like, oh my God, I am so excited. I did keep the cardboard boxes right here because the cats still like to sit on them, but now they have a dresser to sit on top of too. So the point is that I tried the tea, I drank the tea, and it really gave me the energy I needed to put together this oddly complicated system. The drawers are just a mess to make. Oh, hi Claire. As fat as Claire is, she hops right up there. So the tea gave me the energy and the motivation to kind of do the job, keep moving. But afterwards, I didn't feel this crash. Look how cute she is. I didn't feel this crash that I usually get from coffee. And later on that evening, I was able to get to sleep without having to take melatonin or cough medicine or any of the tricks that I usually have to pull on myself. So let's talk about the tea real quick. The tea comes in a bag with a real substantial ziplock at the top. So this stuff is staying fresh. There are 20 tea bags in the Refresh Focus blend in a little bag here. There's not a lot of tea. I was expecting, because I think more is always better, but there's a little bit of tea in there. You drop it in your tumbler. You can put it in anything, I'm sure, but this tumbler has been so handy. So you lift out the little sieve right here, drop your tea bag inside. You can see one is already in there. Fill it with hot water from the kettle. Pop this back on. Close it up. Now, there's a sticker, which I have just pulled off and folded up into a little football, that says, warning, let this cool for a moment or two before putting the lid on. Otherwise, if you pop it open, it's going to splash hot tea at you. They're serious about that. I burnt my lip. So, read the warning. The bottom is super cute in that it unscrews, so you have a space at the bottom. So you can put a couple tea bags in the bottom and not have to carry around the whole tea bag. So I love the tumbler, but I love things anyway. And if things are cool, there's like dozens of colors to choose from. I chose the color that matches my uniform at work, yellow. So the tumbler, super cool, insulated. There's the one half of it. I love the tumbler. I just love the tumbler. Most of the teas that Tini has seem to be loose. So in that case, you just use a teaspoon, put it in here, and that's really why this sieve is so important. Here, it just stops the tea bag from blocking the mouthpiece. So the tea tumbler is amazing. It's not a shaker, as I just did. If it were full, that wouldn't have been good. And it's not like this ultra waterproof thing, but this goes into my work tote, and I'm not worried about tea spilling or leaking into stuff in my bag. So it's really performed well, and it fits in my work bag nicely. So I just love this tumbler. The tumbler right now, Tini's, what are you doing? Tini seems to always have a sale or something going on. Right now they have a buy one get one on the tumbler, so I think I might buy another one of these tumblers because I love it. The tea itself, yerba mate, sawa leaf, peppermint, Assam black tea, Panax ginseng, guarana seeds, goji berries, stevia, ginkgo biloba stuff. Flavorful without being like, oh, hi, Claire. I will drink Earl Grey. I'm petting my kitty over here. I like Earl Grey. I really do enjoy Earl Grey tea, but I tend to let it seep for too long. And if I drink it, it's very bitter and there's a back here. This, none of that. Has a nice, I wouldn't say, well, herbal, it's tea. Herbal, earthy, there's a little sweetness. They say you'll taste the mint. I hardly noticed the mint, and I didn't taste the stevia much at all either. So a little swirl of honey was important for me. I needed to have some sweetness in there. Guess who wants to say sorry? So I love the tea. I was talking, and then I had to end that bit. I'm sorry. My editing is so bad. Betty, no. There's something on the table. I have to play with it. So I do love the tea. I see myself using it on future trips and for on long layovers as well, so I can actually get the most out of my layover. So there you go. I've got 2 coupon codes in the description box below. One, the best one, is for 50% off a $99 purchase. And I was told that the coupon codes are the best that you can get right now, even better than what's on the website itself right now. And they're good through this entire month of December 2019. So definitely give it a spin. I wholeheartedly recommend it. I would like to think that if you've watched my videos, you know that I have enough moral fiber to not just go around recommending products that I really don't believe in. So I hope you give this a product a try, and I think you'll really enjoy it. All right. Well, you have a great night, a great day, whatever. I'm going to go cuddle with my cats, and I will talk to you later. Fly safe.